don't care what the weatherman says. When the weatherman says it's rain, you'll never hear me complain. I'm certain the sun will shine.
I don't care how the weather vane points. When the weather vane points to gloomy, it's gotta be sunny to me. When your eyes look into mine.
Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those eyes?
Gosh, y'all get up, how'd they get so lit up? Gosh, y'all get up, how'd they get that size?
Golly gee,
When you turn those heaters on,
woe is me.
got to put my cheaters on.
Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers?
Oh, those weepers,
How they hypnotize.
yes.
Where'd you get those eyes? My Golly gee, when you turn those heaters on.
Woe is me, got to put my cheaters on.
Ah, it's you. Hello, Fetch. How are you doing? Fine, thank you for asking. Good, good. Now you know Halloween is very special. Do you have something planned? Nothing at the top of my head.
We'll figure it out.
Because you know how special Halloween is here in Cryptown. Don't disappoint me, Fetch. Okay?
Who was that?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. That's something that you have to keep in mind here in Cryptown.
What's that in the kitchen?
Bark! Bark, wolf! Hello, human.
Hello? Oh, okay.
Now folks, it's time to dive into tonight's stories. So turn off the lights, get comfortable, and let's sink into the tales that await you. Take it away, Kawaii Poltergeist.
If you see a comment on YouTube that asks, "Wanna be friends?" don't respond to it. On YouTube right now, there is a comment asking a simple question. Wanna be friends? Some of you may have seen it by now, but the one that I responded to was not the same bot that could supposedly hack your YouTube channel and account. This one was far worse than getting your channel hacked. This one, hidden among all the others, is where nightmares come from. I can't hold this story to myself anymore, so here's my nightmare. It all started about a week ago, when the first sightings of the bot popped up, and not much was known about it. It was supposedly going by Tom before, or something like that. Anyway, to put it frankly, I'm what you'd call an internet troll. I get a kick out of causing fights or just trolling people. So one day, I was scrolling through the comments of the video, and I saw someone posted a simple bot question saying, "Wanna be friends?" It wasn't, however, the Logan bot comments everyone had been complaining about. It was someone that had been going by the username of Mannequin Man. After glaring at my watch, I saw that I had time to spare, and noticed that no one else had commented yet, so I thought that I should be the first one. I responded back by saying something along the lines of, "Sure, we can be friends as long as there's benefits, if you know what I mean," finishing it off with a winky face. It wasn't my best work, but I thought it was pretty funny. That's when the Mannequin Man commented back with a smiley face and nothing else. Huh, that's weird, I mumbled to myself because I thought for sure he would comment saying, "No, I want to do something like sub for sub," or some bullcrap like that. But all I got was a menacing smiley face back. Thinking to myself how there are weird people out there, I scrolled and clicked on another YouTube video that I thought looked interesting. Going going to the rabbit hole which led me to a video criticizing a popular YouTuber, and I left another comment trolling someone trying to defend them. They went off on me saying how stupid I was and all of that, typing out full paragraphs trying to prove me wrong. But all I had to do to make them lose their head was say, "Yeah, so I think they stink." Some of you may think I'm a terrible person for doing that and edging on fights, but I don't care. I got nothing else to do during the pandemic, and people need to stop being so sensitive. Plus, sometimes I just get a good kick out of it. However, waiting for the triggered commenter to respond, someone else butted in saying, "That's not very nice of you, friend." Forgetting about the comment I had left earlier, I looked at the profile and saw the name, and saw that it was Mannequin Man from before. What the? I muttered to myself, wondering how he was able to find my comment in a completely different video. I didn't respond, but rather decided I had enough of YouTube that day and closed down my computer. Feeling the growling in my stomach grow and wanting something more than the freezer dinners I had been living off of, I decided to order some pizza. So I called up Domino's and they told me they weren't doing delivery in my area because of the virus. I didn't mind much, just as long as I got some pizza. So they told me when it would be ready, and I drove straight there because I had nothing else to do. Waiting in the parking lot, I pulled out my phone and started scrolling through the apps, not really doing anything in particular, when I clicked on a link that led me back to YouTube. It was a random video of news bloopers, but I had watched it and noticed someone responded to my comment from before, and it was Mannequin Man again. This time, it was more creepy than him somehow finding my comment on an unrelated video. It was far worse, and I still have no idea how he was able to do it. He commented, "Should I pick up the pizza or will you get it, friend?" And a later one said, "I guess I'll meet you there at Domino's, friend." The blood in my fingertips began to turn to ice, causing my phone to drop onto my lap. So many thoughts were rambling through my head at that moment, and a sense of paranoia came over me like a dark cloud. Not wanting to get out of my car, but with my stomach growling, I decided to risk it. But first I surveyed the area to make sure there was no random person scrolling about, and luckily, I saw no one. So I swiftly jogged to the entrance of the restaurant, not wasting any time. Upon opening the door, the worker seemed shocked by my crude entrance, but I didn't care. All I wanted was my pizza and to get out of there as fast as I possibly could. Soon after paying and retrieving the pizza, I saw the bathroom door open, and not wanting to see who was walking out, I ran to my car and swerved out of there. However, as I was driving back home, I thought about how crazy all of this was, and how this person could just be getting revenge back by trolling me. Though, there was no way for the Mannequin Man to be able to know that I was getting pizza. But as of now, I felt that this was just some elaborate troll trying to scare me, but never actually followed through any of it. Oh, how wrong was I? The next day, I woke up to a text on my phone from an unknown number saying, "I'm there, friend." My first thought was how this person was able to get my actual phone number, but I realized I used it to call up Domino's yesterday, so he must have been able to get it then. Not knowing how to respond, I texted back, "What do you mean?" As I walked to the bathroom to brush my teeth, I realized I left my toothbrush back at my girlfriend's house. His response was almost immediately saying, "Where do you think, friend?" "Please, leave me alone," is how I responded because I was done playing this man's stupid game of cat and mouse. "It's not that easy, friend. You must find me," Mannequin Man texted back and finished it with a clown emoji. Pondering on what he meant, I bit the bullet and asked, "If I find you, will you please leave me alone?" "Yes, friend. The game begins now," was all he sent back. Scratching the back of my head, wondering what I had gotten myself into, my phone began to ring in my hand. I sat there letting it ring, not wanting to see who it was, but I knew in my mind. Turning it over, I saw the unknown number displayed across my phone's screen. I didn't pick it up, but rather let it go to voicemail. He called again, and I ignored it. The person then called a third time. Wondering what he wanted from me so badly, I picked it up. Placing the phone against my ear, I heard a thick, obscured voice say, "You're lucky you picked up, friend, or you would have lost the game." "What do you want from me?" I screamed into the phone so loudly that my neighbors could hear it. "I want to play a game that you already agreed to, and there's no turning back. The rules are simple. You have 3 days to find me, and every day I come a little bit closer to your house. I think you know what happens on the third day if I win. Huh, friend?" "How could I find you? I have no idea where you could be," I screamed, nearly blowing out the back of my throat. All he responded back was, "Find me, friend." The phone call ended, and I stood there in silence with nothing but the sound of the clock ticking in the background. Immediately, I scrambled to every room in my house, looking up and down to make sure no one was there with me. Luckily, I was safe for now. But I thought, what could this guy have said to me, and realized that I could easily call the police. So I did, and revealed to them everything that the man had said and threatened me with. They told me I should just find somewhere to stay with someone, just so I wouldn't be alone and vulnerable at home, and they told me they'd send some police officers to drive by to make sure that everything was fine. At this point, I had two thoughts on how this was going to turn out. Either this guy was insane and really wants to play this game of cat and mouse with me, or this was just some elaborate troll and this guy just wants to freak me out. Both of them still scare me because this guy did go through some large holes to get through my phone number and other personal information. But still, there was no way for me to find this guy because he left me with no clues or anything to solve this problem. And I don't know if it was a coincidence or something, but I heard a knock at my door. Looking over my shoulder, I didn't know what to do. I swiftly grabbed my umbrella because it was the closest thing I had around and headed towards the door. Slowly opening it, waiting to see the man's face on the other side of it, I was surprised to find there was no one there, except for a small brown package placed on my doorstep. Glancing around for a quick second to make sure no one was watching me, I retrieved the package and retreated back into my home. After locking the door up behind me, I turned to see if there was a shipping label on it because I was expecting a package containing my new Xbox controller. Though this package had nothing on it, and it was far too light to be a controller, so I suppose it's from the Mannequin Man. So I carried it to the counter while I pulled out a knife and opened it, breaking the seal on top of it, hoping it wasn't going to be something gory or a cut-off ear because who knows what this insane person would send me. I was expecting something putrid smelling to come out of it, but no. So I lifted the tab up to have my eyes stumble upon a toothbrush at the bottom of it. Not knowing what to think, the thought hit me like a train. I had left this toothbrush at my girlfriend's house when I stayed with her the other day, and that must mean all of my blood boiled up and seemed to rush out of me, leaving nothing but the cold, still presence inside of me. Grabbing my phone, I immediately called my girlfriend, and I waited in horror wondering how he was able to get her address. When she picked up, I blurted out saying, "Get out! Get out of the house now! Don't ask why, just do it!" I was expecting her to be confused about why I was yelling at her to get out, but she didn't respond. For a second, I thought the phone call didn't connect, but I pulled my phone down to my ear to see that it showed it was still connected with her. "Rachel, are you there?" I asked with my voice quivering, and after a moment of silence, I heard someone with a deep, whispering voice say, "Yes, she is here, friend." I hung up swiftly as the blood rushed to my head. Immediately, I dialed 911 and waited for them to answer. It felt like an eternity until they picked up, and I stumbled over my words as I frantically told them that my girlfriend was in danger. They dispatched some officers to check the address, and all I could do was sit there and die inside, hoping that nothing happened to her. My phone buzzed, notifying me a text, and I picked it up to see the man texted the words, "You were supposed to find me, friend, not the police." After reading this, I deleted the message and called Rachel's best friend Anna, and she picked up. "Is Rachel okay? Do you know where she is?" I asked frantically. Yeah? She's with me at the store. Is something wrong?" Anna responded in a confused manner. The pounding in my heart slowed down, and I was able to regain my composure a little bit. Not wanting to freak her or Rachel out, I asked if Rachel had her phone with her. "Nah, she forgot it back home. Is that why you called in such a panic? That's a little clingy, don't you think?" Anna said, and I just hung up the phone and was wiping the sweat off my brow, glad that Rachel was okay. Every text and phone call I got afterwards from the man I either ignored or deleted, because I was sick of it. Tomorrow is the third day, and I still haven't found him, and I really hope I'll be able to make it through, and this was just some elaborate prank someone is trying to pull on me. But for everything that has happened, I don't think it is. I'm going to finish this with a warning for all of you. If you ever come across a comment that says, "Want to be friends," while scrolling on YouTube, whatever you do not respond to it. Or you just might find yourself in my shoes, hoping that it's fake.
Well, that wraps up today's show. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for next week's special Halloween episode. Also, special thanks to Kawaii Poltergeist for joining me this evening. If you guys want to give his channel a visit, I highly suggest you do. He's a new narrator on the scene, and I highly suggest you check him out. I'll leave his info in the description below if you wish to do so. But that's all for now. My name is Fetch Buckle.
My name's Kawaii Poltergeist.
Signing off.